Hello, everyone, and welcome to Snowfell Cinema, where we only show the most premium of tarot card movies. I like to start off with doing a little bit of a security check, if you don't mind. If you could just stay still while or just hang tight while I get things ready. I'm going to start off by. Let's do this one at a time. Let's start off by brushing you off a bit, all right? Your energy, especially around the face area. Your ears, this ear, your third eye, and down your nose. If you could lift your chin up for me, to under your neck, around your throat area, and then off the shoulders. Very good. All right, I'm going to just now take this crystal and polish you off, all right? So stay still. We'll try not to get too close to you. We're just brushing over the aura, okay? To your third eye, your ears, all around your face. And lift your chin up for me again. Perfect. Your throat, your shoulders. Perfect. Now, if you could just turn around for me. Wonderful. I'm just gonna brush off the back of your head, definitely the back of your neck, behind your ears, and then down your spine. Wonderful. Do the shoulder blades a little bit. Carry a lot of weight on the shoulder blades. Burdens of the world can weigh heavy on you. Let's brush that off so you're a little bit more comfortable for our showing tonight. All right. Then I'm going to take this crystal and polish the back of your head, polish the back of your neck, and then down your spine. Off on those shoulders. Definitely get those shoulder blades. Perfect. All right, now if you can turn back around for me, I'm just going to brush off your collarbone, your chest, and especially around that heart area. All right, and in the stomach, going to help with brushing off the heart and the stomach will void any negative feelings towards others, resentment, guilt, envy, anything like that. That way, if you're triggered by our showing tonight, you won't project that onto someone near you. Okay? Definitely don't want you attacking our audiences, your fellow audience members. This is why we do a security check. Okay? Going to polish up around the heart. Oh, actually, let me just hold this for a second. Polish up around the heart. In that stomach area. Really get in there. It's really good if you maintain your posture while I work on your stomach. Sometimes if you overinflate your stomach, the energy can be really dense, all right? So if you don't mind sitting up straight, sucking it in, perfect. Let's go all up in there. Wonderful. All right, how do you feel? You should feel pretty good. You're looking pretty good. You're shining a little bit. Yeah, I have quite the glow to you today. I don't know if you've been, like, if you're a reoccurring audience member, but it looks like you've been doing a little bit of cleansing yourself. We love to see that. All right, before we get into our movie today, I wanted to show you a few things. We have a few things in as far as refreshments goes. Our first refreshment is going to be a bit of, take that, it's going to be a bit of candy, okay? So this is a Pearl Rose candy right here. You can see that. Try to show it to you without it all falling out. Okay. Right. It's a little sweet treat. Very, very luxurious. The flavor is amazing. All right. I'll have that there in case you want to try some. We also have a classic. We got ourselves a box or a bucket of popcorn. It's a special rose popcorn. Okay. Very good. Very not sweet though. It's not a kettle corn. It's just a salty, but the aroma is really fresh and alluring. Ah, delicious. Very good. All right. So if you're into a little bit of popcorn while we watch our show, I'll leave this here for you too. And lastly, we have ourselves a soft drink. This is also a rose flavored soft drink. All right, it comes in this beautiful glass that you're willing to keep. Just be careful. We don't want any accidents, but I'll leave this for you. And this one is for me. So cheers. Lovely. All right, so I'm going to get everything all set up for our show tonight. Any of the refreshments I provide to you also work as a emotional support piece. So especially the containers that hold the refreshments. So cling on to that rather tightly when you feel necessary. Just gonna put the lid on the popcorn there, but feel free to partake in anything you wish. All right. Our preview for today is going to be a little bit about refinement, okay? Move this a little to the side. All right, it's about refinement, it's about composure, finding your composure. I think it's really important to understand when it comes to composure, composure is always something that you can come back to. There's plenty of things, triggers, emotional strains, stresses, and what people consider reality can pull you out of alignment. But don't worry, you can always come back to it. Composure is an open door. Okay? Let's see, anything else in our previews today? Not too much. I guess along with the composure, yeah, I want to say this, never think that a mistake is too big to come back from. The only thing that will keep you from progressing is your thought process, okay? Just because you made a mistake doesn't mean that you cannot, or it doesn't mean that you can't find, what's it called? Redemption. Yes. Um, redemption is always in your grasp. Always, always, always. Some people will try to tell you that you can't be redeemed, and this happens when people hold things over your head. This is what happens when people um, won't let you change even after years of putting in the effort. And I think that some people can do that to yourself. You can definitely say, like, you can definitely go through years of trying to be a better person and then be triggered into believing that you have never changed. And this is not the case. Your progress is always saved. You just can't let the mindset limit yourself. Okay, if you start off on the bad foot, you can recover. Okay, if you fall, you can get up. You just have to know when to get up. You have to know to get up in a timely fashion. You have to get up before, like, say you fall into if you trip and fall in the middle of the street, you're gonna have to get up before something comes and runs you over, right? So don't hold on to the fact that you fell, okay? Don't hold on to it. You make a mistake, you make a mistake. That doesn't mean that you're back at square one. That just means that you have to continue taking the steps forward. And if you take a couple steps back, you still have to take steps forward. You have to recognize that you stepped back, and then you have to continue. I'm trying to say it in a very flowery, poetic way because that's just who I am. But it's very simple. It's very simple. You make a mistake, you apologize. Yeah, in any way that apology is, whether you make up for it in some way, some form. You don't just keep walking backwards. When you take, if you notice that you're walking backwards, don't turn around and run in that direction. Keep facing forward. And this has to do with humiliation and shame. If you embarrass yourself, keep going forward. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to help. Keep going forward. Especially if it's a very human mistake. Especially if it's a very human mistake. If you make the mistake of harming someone intentionally, you can still recover from that. But I think a lot of people get hung up on, like, oh man, I shouldn't have dropped that glass of water or whatever it is. All you can do is pick it up. That's it. That's all you can do. It's just like that saying, don't cry over spilt milk. Don't leave it there. Don't just, what some people do. Some people make a mistake and they just, like, some people spill water on the floor and they're like, okay, well, I guess I'm just a person who spills water, so I'm just gonna spill every glass that I get. I wouldn't recommend it. Of course, you can do whatever it is that you like, but you're not gonna feel, you do that because you feel bad about yourself. So to keep doing it is to continuously feel bad about yourself. So you're basically just, it's like emotional self-harming. I don't think people talk about that because you can't see it. Anywho, our genre of our movie today is going to be represented by the Five of Swords. So this is giving me James Bond. It's giving me like some type of spy movie, like the Black Widow movie we saw. It's giving a little bit of who's who. Is our character good? Did they come from a good place? You know, especially since her character, her family was like kind of like made up. Like it wasn't like her birth family or whatever. Um, so the trust, I guess. I mean, not to say that. I mean, I definitely wouldn't suggest that you just simply, without any question, trust your birth family, because again, I actually, you know what, her scenario is very much the same thing. She was thrown into a random family, and all her trust had to be put in them because they were all, you know, that's a crazy thing too. When you're in a family and all that your family does is like, what I want to say, when all your family is like sneaky, treacherous, um, no real sense of loyalty, um, you kind of believe that the whole world is like that and you have to be like that with everybody, and that you can't trust anybody because you grew up with a whole bunch of people that didn't trust anybody. That's something to definitely think about as you meet other people in the world. If you meet other people with this untrusting energy, they won't trust you. And when people don't trust you, they're suspicious of you. And when people are suspicious of you, they expect the worst. So, and a lot of what you expect kind of shows up, which can be like, which is why positive thinking is such an important thing, because you don't want to bask in protecting yourself because you're basking in negative energy because you're looking for that negative energy. And the more you look for it, the more you'll find it. So always, if you want to live in a negative environment, then always look for negativity. If you want to live in a positive environment, always look for positivity. I was just not ignoring one or the other, though. It definitely seems like a good balance. Use your discernment. Take what I say with a grain of salt. My opinion is not universal, but just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it's wrong. All right, so our main character here is going to be the Ace of Cups. So this is interesting because this is not a person, not represented by a person. This is just like kind of like pure emotion. And when we're talking about the James Bondish energy of our genre, we are kind of seeing like this could be about human nature. Yeah, this could be about human nature. I'm kind of seeing like if a say you're following the main character and you're rooting for them, right? You think they're the hero, and then they run into the villain, and the villain describes their, you know, their ultimate plan while they're doing it or whatever. And it's actually like, when you think about it, it's kind of like, well, isn't that like a good thing? It's kind of like the Poison Ivy thing, where, you know, you want Batman to win because he's the hero that you're supposed to support, but Poison Ivy is talking about like, forget the stars. Look here at the earth, our mother, our womb. She deserves our loyalty and protection. You know, she says something like that, and then you're like, well, she's on to something, you know, you know, um, you know. So it kind of makes you like, we'll see how this continues on. Under our Ace of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles. This is also giving me a little bit of like a good versus evil, or there's good and evil, like the yin yang symbol, where there's black on one side, white on the other side, but there's a little white in the black and a little black in the white. It's giving a little bit of that. So this is very interesting. I wish we had a main character to focus on, but it doesn't seem like we do so far. Our above our Ace of Cups, we have the Elder of Cups. So this is someone who like kind of like understands. This could be like our narrator, I would say. This is someone who kind of like understands emotions. This could be a narrator, or this could be our villain. This could be someone who is like maybe an expert at manipulating emotions. This is someone who understands emotions. This is someone who knows the structure of emotions. So this could be good or bad. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, this is an interesting reading. On one side we have the Tower and the Hierophant. So this is also giving me a little bit like it's kind of giving me that society is a little bit corrupt, or like especially for an espionage thing, this is kind of like, this is kind of giving like we need a restart. Or is that what Bane was talking about in the most recent Batman movie? Because I couldn't hear a word he was saying. I don't know who. I couldn't hear a word he was saying. I have, to this day, have no idea what he said. But it's giving a little bit like, if you want the world to be a better place, we have to dismantle everything. And this is coming from a villain. That's a little crazy. It's a little hitting home for me. But this is giving a little bit like we need to disrupt the establishment. This is heavy rebellion. This is heavy, like we have to, this is very eat the rich. This is very eat the rich. So yeah, again, I don't know if this character is a villain or a hero, depending on what you personally think, which I think is really, really fun. I think that's really, really fun. And on the other side, we have the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Wands. So this is giving like, what are we toiling for? This is like all the work is for nothing. It's just distraction. It is just like, yeah, it's really like, I was watching a video and it was talking about how corporations, where the powers at that be, kind of want you to be like submissive, and like, it's a thing where they said they got rid of they used to give us bread in circuses to keep us happy. It's giving that. Like, they're all poor and deserve better, and there is no reason why the distribution of value should be the way that it is. So, but and the solution was to give bread and circuses, like the cheapest form of things. And it's giving that. It's like giving, if you're worried about the next iPhone, then you're not worried about chemical pollution, something like that. If you're worried about the new Tesla, then you're not worried about the Epstein list. It's giving that. It's giving a lot of that. So I do think it would be really fun for this movie for our Elder of Cups to be the villain. I think that would be delicious, delectable. Have you been? Are you enjoying the refreshments? Yeah, they're good. I'll keep a good supply of them. On the far end, where it's like everything has to crumble for things to get better, we have the 10 of Pentacles over the 8 of Pentacles. So this is really like the Batman and Robin with Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. It's really, really, really giving that. It's giving like when she convinced Mr. Freeze to freeze over the not just Gotham but the entire world. And she's like, just what I had in mind. And then she brings out that little the plant animal hybrid, and she's like, with everything, with everything on Earth, with everything dead on Earth or something like that, it'll leave room for these babies to repopulate the planet. It's giving that. But I'm thinking like the plant hybrid babies or whatever for this is like those who want a better future, which I think is really, really, really fascinating to substitute poison ivy's interest in plants as a interest in um, like a harmonious world, especially since the reason why she was doing it was to give plants the chance to fight back like animals. That's literally the quote. She to have a chance against the ravages of man. Like that's it. you know. This is our villain here is really talking about to even the playing field, and to even the playing field is, the whole system has to go because the whole system protects the imbalance of the, you know what I'm saying. The system protects the imbalances in society, the world. I would say the world in general, not just society, because it doesn't just affect people, but it affects, plants, animals, fungi, just the earth itself, the sky, the ocean, the stars even. I mean, well, at least the fact that we can't see them, which is crazy. Can't even see the stars. Jeez. Forget the stars. Look here at the earth, our mother, our womb. She deserves our loyalty and protection. And yet you spoil her lands, blacken her skies. You're killing her. I love that. I wrote the whole thing down. I should practice that more. On the end where it's saying like, you're being played, basically, where it's saying society is playing you for fools. It is good. We have the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles, and this is saying like, if we put our minds to it, we could live rather well. If we put our minds to it, we could all live really well. This is giving French Revolution. This is well, I mean, I don't know if the French Revolution actually kind of worked out for everybody, because everyone, as soon as you get rid of one kind of hierarchy, another hierarchy wants to show, just like the Game of Thrones series, not Game of Thrones, Hunger Game theory series, kind of like the Game of Thrones series as well, because we followed Daenerys going through all this thing and wanting to liberate people, and at the end of it, hated that. Everyone did. And if you said that you like the ending of Game of Thrones, get out of my face. All right, get out of my face. Obviously, you need some more cleansing. Because get out of my face with that. But the fact that she just turned around and became just so terrible. Just so terrible. That was just ridiculous. A left turn uncalled for. If I was the actress, I would be like, no, I'm not doing this. Good luck. Good luck. I would be like, good luck. Good luck. Because I'm going to be gone and everyone's going to be wondering where I went. You can go and find another substitute all you want, but good fucking luck. So yeah, this is really giving, like, whose side are you on? Oh, and when Poison Ivy came up and she was like, I have here a proposal to stop all actions that pollute our planet. And Bruce Wayne looked at that thing and he was like, no coolants for this, or nothing, or no heating for this, blah, blah, blah. Millions of people will die alone. And she said, acceptable losses in the battle to save the planet. And I'm like, I'm a little bit on both their ends, because, well, I have a criticism for both of them. I think that, all right, well, is there another way to preserve the food? what can we do about that? Because you saying that, and then he was like, people come first. And I'm like, you know how crazy that is? She pointed out a really, really concerning matter. And he was like, well, we're people, so we need this. And I really think you're like, well, you're people and you need a planet to live on. So that's what I would have said. And at this rate, we ain't gonna have one for very long. Um, I think, you know, and I do think that movies do this on purpose. They try to make like the, at least in the Batman series, I mean, he's a billionaire or whatever, and he's over here fighting crime as if like him being a billionaire isn't a complete social injustice. You know, that's completely completely unfair. Because, you know, in your own specific town, people are starving, and your police system is corrupt. The drugs are being like handed to children. I mean, like, it is giving, like, and the school system's terrible, not teaching anyone anything. First of all, your philosophy is fucked. So I'm kind of like, Batman, what are we doing? I'm a little bit like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It seems a little bit like you just have a little bit of like trauma and you're taking it out on beating up freaks, which, and you know what's so crazy about it? All the Batman villains kind of have a little bit like society's fucked type of energy, and Batman is like, but we need to protect it. And I'm like, no one's helping anything. No one's helping anything. It really kind of drives me crazy because I'm like, I mean, like blowing up a whole bunch of people just to prove that we're getting a whole bunch of people to blow each other up just to prove that society is fucked up is a little bit unnecessary. I'm looking at you, Joker, because we all know that it's fucked up. I don't think, you know, you want to be like, oh, a big dramatic reminder will help other people. I mean, will it help other people, or are you just trying to be like vengeful? And I think that with Batman is like, I mean, yeah, are you listening? Are you listening to anything anyone's saying, or are you just trying to get your anger out on people that you don't agree with? Like, both of you, I want to sit both of you down in a little counseling meeting, because what it's frustrating to say the least. All right, I'm gonna pull some confirmation cards, get a little bit more of a moral for you. No morals today? Oh. Okay, we got these three. But you here, and you here. Flip you around. Do I want any more? I'm gonna shuffle one more time. Nothing comes out, then nothing comes out. Alright, nothing came out. So at the bottom of the deck we have the Adult of Wands. So yeah, this is very much like, if we want to pretend like we care about other people, we're gonna have to do something about it. That's what this is giving. That's what the Adult of Wands is all about. Like, if we're putting action into putting extroversion into agreeableness, action into sentimentality, that's what that is. This is like very protective mother energy. This is very protector energy. This energy is what the high or divine masculine energy is. This energy protecting what you love. That's what that is. Right? And that's what that is. Being willing to put exertion into protecting something that you love or want to keep around is divine masculine energy. Even though this is represented as a queen, in my things we don't do gender, we do progressive stages of life. So the adult ones, that's protective energy. To clarify our Ace of Cups, we have the Hierophant showing up again. So this is what normality is, tradition, what it could be, I would say as well. This is giving a little bit like, if we're not satisfied with the world, why don't we do something to change it? You know, it's kind of like the world has always been like this, and it's kind of like when people say like the world has always been like this, or when people say the world isn't fair, and I'm like, okay, why are we okay with that? That's my thing. It's like, why are we okay with that? Why is your statement that life isn't fair the end of the conversation? That's the beginning of my conversation. The world isn't fair. What are we going to do about that? What's our plan for that? When everything was all set up, why was there not like a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, in case things started becoming unfair? Because I don't see that being acceptable. That sounds really unacceptable. Tell you the truth. On the side where everything has to fall, we have to start over. We have the Star, which is all about wish fulfillment. So yeah, this is very much like, can't you see a better world? I saw 3636 as confirmation. Don't you see how things could be better? Can't you see it? Can you see it? Can you even see it? And I think that's something to think about. I think that some people can't see it. Some people can't see how things could be better. And I think that some people might not see how things could be better because they benefit from some way. Whether it's the benefit of complaining about it, because I think that a lot of people, their personal hobby is complaining and without doing anything about it. My personal hobby is complaining and fighting everyone around me about it. Which no, I'm sorry. I'm definitely the Poison Ivy character when I say acceptable losses in, in the battle to save the planet. If what I say is gonna hurt your feelings, then I'm gonna take it. All right, I'm gonna be like, all right. Yeah, I'm not gonna lose a wink of sleep because you're upset that I want our world to be better, and I'm gonna talk about it. All right, because the first thing we have to do is understand how we could do it. You know, I'm all about taking actions and stuff like that, but we have to know what we're taking action to do. And if you're not going to have a conversation with me about how to make the world better, and you're just going to tell me like that's not reasonable, then we're going to fight. That's as simple as that. If you're not with me, you're against me. And you know what? And if you're not with me, you're against like the entire planet, which is kind of crazy for you to be like. But at the same time, you choose your path. You know, a villain to me can be a hero to somebody else. I might feel like a hero, and I might be acting like a villain. You know, I'm over here like I really am that Poison Ivy type. I'm really am over here and like to save the planet. And everyone is like, she needs to go to jail. She's kissing too many people. All right, I guess I'm going to jail. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna stop. All right, just because you don't think that plants deserve your respect. What if you don't think Mother Earth deserves your loyalty and protection? I'm that okay. You don't think that, but just because you don't think that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop talking about it. All right, I'm going to keep talking about it. And if I have to make some plant animal hybrids in order to repopulate the earth after I convince someone to freeze all y'all asses over, then that's the path we're going to go down, because you didn't want to have a conversation about it. You didn't want to help me think of another way to do it. So here we are. This is what I came up with. All right. Now that you're under risk of being under 35 degrees below freezing, Now you want to talk about it? No, I brought the proposal to you. All right, I have a proposal to stop all actions that pollute our planet. Like, I brought it to you. Okay, I brought it to you. I don't know. What else was I supposed to do? What else was I supposed to do? I have to think of everything. All right, thought enough. Anywho, on the side of like we're all kind of getting played, and if we like kind of get our shit together, we won't feel like we're being played. We have the death card, which is all about transmutation. I'm getting, what's it called? Mutiny? Transmutiny? Come on, dolls. It's giving me transformation and transmutation. It could be literally, it could be like, you know, the eat the rich energy. It's very much eat the rich energy. Again, all of this is a little bit redundant, but yeah, I would say that, I would say that all of y'all who value AI over fresh water, you're at least an op to me. All right? You're at least an op to me. I don't. Whatever higher being you answer to is who you'll answer to with that thought process. But and hopefully they're a lot more merciful than I would be, because that's just crazy. But on the other hand, or I guess to give a little bit of grace, we have been walking down this path as human beings for a very, very long time. I mean, the first time a group of people allowed a king to exist, that's where we fucked up. That's where we fucked up. That's really where we fucked up. When we said that, okay, one person's gonna tell a whole bunch of other people what to do, that's where we fucked up. And I don't know when that started. That's, and to do it based off of like hierarchy, like do it based off of like lineage, as opposed to like someone with the mentality to think for a billion people, which I don't think anyone has. And then to give someone all that power, and then for that power to just go right down to like their inbred child is just, Well, I'm gonna say the inbreeding started at the very beginning of monarchies, but it sure did happen. And so when we like, I mean, I guess inbreeding could, intelligence isn't something that's genetic, but like, can we do a little bit of like no kings. I'm sorry, no kings. I'm very much like, there's no way to do that right. I don't think. I don't. And you know, I have this proposal here. Now you can come and talk to me about how you think that a monarchy could work. I challenge you to do it. I challenge you to challenge me. How would we make a monarchy work? Riddle me that, Batman. Riddle me that. There should not be a Batman. There should not be a Batman. There should not be a billionaire who is using all their finances to trick out a army tank to go chase crazy people. But lots of systems are a little bit whack, because at least in the Gotham scenario that I'm thinking of, the police station was not any help, because it could be paid. Like, oh my god, You know how voting, there used to be a time when you could not pay for votes. And yeah, I don't think it was very long after America was established. First of all, the establishment of America. That's what I mean. Like, I'll be on you guys. If you're watching this and you feel like I've been on you about your morals and things like that, I am. You definitely have a right to feel that way. I am on you because I'm just kind of sick of how this keeps on continuing. I'm just kind of sick about it because we have all this technology, we have all this information, you have all these things to read, and you can communicate with anybody around the entire world, and yet you like, still don't feel the ick when you talk about things. You still don't, you feel like the frustrating thing to me is that you don't feel it. Not that you do it, because again, like, the whole establishment's crazy. So I'm not saying go out into the woods and live by a fire. What I'm saying is stop pretending that this is working. That's it. And especially when it comes to how we socialize with each other as people, when it's really getting to me. When we talk about, like, the things we let go, the things that we let slide is just wild to me. And this is why I have no problem being like, I'm outie. Not here for this, not here for this. I'm not going to, like, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to hang around you or appreciate you because you have a cell phone. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that just because you did an AI thing to see how you look as a European princess. I'm not saying that. But when I say AI is bad because it is taking fresh water that not just people need, but every living thing needs. Please don't look at me like I grew a second head. That is the quickest way to piss me off. Quickest way. And when we talk about, like, just don't come at me with this disregard for the lives around us. Just don't come to me with that. Just don't come to me with that. Please don't come to me in favor of corporations, businesses, technology. These are scraps of metal. They don't need sympathy. All right? The things that need sympathy are the things that drink fresh water. Okay? Okay? I'm glad we had the discussion. All right, I think that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the movie. I hope you enjoyed the refreshments. If you did not enjoy either, that is your choice, and I totally respect that. I hope that you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night. If you do not wish to have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night, that is totally your decision, and I completely respect it. Okay, guys, until next time.